Hello, everyone. Bo Maxwell coming here to talk to you about a very common fear. A lot of people have expressed this to me recently, and that's typically how I pick Facebook Live topics. What am I going to talk about this week? This one has come up numerous times, and it's come up a lot in the past, and I've experienced it in the past as well. So I wanted to jump on here and touch base with you on it and talk a little bit about it, and that is the fear of seeing the dead. So I like to say deceased just because, they're humans and they're our friends and they're our families and they're loving us. So that the fear of the dead thing can tend to get into that pop culture piece, which is a part of this that I want to talk about. Hi, everybody. Look at everyone jumping in here. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. Michelle, Karen, Katrina, Gail. Oh, awesome, Kenyatta. You enjoying the program? That is awesome. You're taking the Sage method. I love it. Yeah, the 90% discount is we're still doing it. We've got a team of 4 now. We can handle it. We're we're going in there every day. We've got 7 days a week covered. So we're still able to offer this discount to everybody, which is huge. And it's absolutely wonderful. So I'm glad you're enjoying the program. That's really cool. Okay, let's jump into the topic, the fear of seeing. So people say to me all the time, I want to open up. I want to, hone my intuition, look into mediumship, explore psychic development, but I'm scared. What happens when I actually see? Now, this is a very common fear. And if you're watching this and you're still watching this, you probably have a little bit of it yourself. I had it as well. For me, I was thrust into mediumship about 15 or 16 years ago. And before that, I was a complete skeptic. So I'm here to speak to that fear because I've had it. I'm not somebody that was open my entire life and just come in here live to tell you, oh, it'll be okay. I want to be very real about it today. It's a fear. It's there. And part of this is our human experience with it. And I'm going to give you tools in this section to be able to process it, walk through it, and ease it, because it's very important to me that people don't get stuck in their place and not moving forward out of this fear, because the other side of this fear is a very beautiful, loving space. So stick with me on this. For me, when I opened up by seeing my grandmother first, which was a huge surprise. If you've read Cracking Open, my memoirs, you know exactly what happened to me. You probably laughed a little, cried a little, and it was a good read, and hopefully you related to it, because that was the purpose of the book. But when I opened up, I connected just with my grandmother first, and that was it. And then I thought, Scooby-Doo, this is awesome. This is how it's going to be. I get to just check in with her. She's not really like completely gone. At least I could still have access to her. I will say it didn't help the grieving process initially. I did end up having to grieve much more later. But maybe a little while, I don't even know how long, but it was a little while in having communications with my grandmother in spirit form that I showed up at a grocery store. I was just shopping any regular day. And next thing I knew, instead of just a few living people in the aisle, there was a few living people and a few deceased people in the aisle as well. And I was frightened, bolted out of that store. It was like, nope, I'm all set. I don't want anything to do with this. Now, so I've walked through it, and I continued through it, and I had a fantastic therapist. So number one, therapy is a beautiful thing. Therapy is a beautiful thing. If you're afraid of therapy or you're not interested, just check it out. Get a referral, get a good therapist, but it's a wonderful place, and therapy is very, very good. But I'm not going to talk about therapy as the solution here. I'm going to talk about what you can do yourself for a solution. First off, acknowledge that you're human. Acknowledge that you have been raised in this, world, in this time where we have fantastic movies that have, even if you don't go to horror movies, you've seen the previews in commercials. Even if you haven't seen those, you've heard people talk about them. So somewhere along the line in your lifetime, you were shown the commercialized kind of dramatic experience of a poltergeist, or possession or a ghost showing up or something popping into your screen. And this is really what you're scared of. That's really where the fear is, because guess what? That is the only context you have for it. That is the only structure that you have. Now, you might have some other structures, like someone like me who speaks with them on a regular basis, and I'm not scared of them. So I'm going to ask for you to lean toward those. Connect with other people that have had experiences and have overcome the fear. Step away from what is real, what's not real pop culture wise, and step into maybe communicating and connecting with other people in the community who have had experiences that you're actually scared to have, and see what they have to say. And this opens up a door of support. If you're not a part of this Sage, there's a public Facebook group here, literally the Sage community. It's free, it's open to the public. It is full of people who have had every varying degree of experience, from brand new to professional intuitives, all across the board there, and start sharing your experiences. You'll find out you're not alone. Now, when it comes to this human existence, not only do we have the movies and we have the TV shows and even the books and stuff like that, where we've read them, we've watched them, and we've been scared. We have that. The other thing that you're dealing with is you don't have a lifetime of a visual. So imagine if for your entire life up to this point, you never saw a single greenery, not grass, not a bush, not trees. Everything was dust and dirt and nothing was green. And you wake up one day and you walk out your front door and there's grass and a tree and a whole line of bushes out front. You're not exactly going to be like, oh, that's cool. It's gonna shake you. You're gonna be like, okay, what is this? What is that? Can I touch it? Can I walk on it? Is it gonna hurt me? Like, this is the human aspect of fear. It's what you don't know. It's what you haven't experienced. So we're scared of the unknown, and we're scared of the unknown connected to also, in addition to what, TV has told us. So please know that upon building experience with it, every time you have an experience, it starts to become part of your fabric, part of your existence. That is what the deceased are for me now. 15 years into this as a medium, I work with crossing people over. So if I see someone in spirit form, it's like seeing a tree. Okay, it's become part of the norm. Here are the other two really important pieces. That's only one. There's two more really important pieces here. And that's protection and that's love. So let's rip off the protection Band-Aid here. We need to have a practice where we honor, acknowledge our energetic space. And by doing that, we contain amongst our energetic body, within our energetic body, we contain that which is for our highest good. Meaning, in this space, if I was to fill my energetic body with 3 horror movies in a row until 3 in the morning and then walk outside and see a spirit, I'm probably going to get spooked. So part of your day-to-day life is going to come into play with this. So hyping our energetic body up to be frightened is also going to bring about that moment of fear. Now, with that said, how do we manage our energetic space? If you have not yet heard of GCP, I put a link in the comment section, so you can, or right in the information, you can click on that link. It's the top 5 intuitive tools. Those are literally they are the top 5 tools that I have experienced over the years with students that have been the most effective on getting people sunk in and aligned on their spiritual path and to start opening up their intuition. The course is completely free. Like, thousands and thousands of people have taken it. It's just there for people. And the very first video in that course is called GCP, which is Ground, Clear, Protect. This is a simple spiritual practice, takes you eventually like 30 seconds to do in the morning, in night, and this is going to balance that energetic field. I cannot stress how important this is. Okay, because there's two things. What's in your energetic field, what you think about, you bring about. What you pour into that field, you will bring more of. And the second part of that can be so tricky is that what you pour into this energetic field is also how you're going to translate the spiritual experiences that come at you. So think of your energetic field as a like a filter, okay? And if it's full of fear and anger and scary sounds and people popping out and walking in crab formation in movies, and if it's full of that, then when you do have an experience that comes in front of you and presents itself, it is going to be filtered through your energetic body to your mind. So we will translate some of our intuitive experiences through this programming body, through what we're surrounding ourselves with, through all this stuff that we're holding on to that we really should have cleared out. And we will translate this experience incorrectly. It happens. I've done it. It's very common. So GCP, which is a spiritual practice of ground, clear, protect. It's free to everybody. Literally just put the link in their first video. When you watch the video, you'll completely understand what I'm talking about here. But it's it balances your system. So your energetic body is just you, pure energetic you. Only that which is for your higher self. So when somebody comes, have you ever had a situation with a living person where they've said something and you completely twisted it around and translated it in some other way? That's because of what was in your energetic space, what was in your energy bubble, what you have been thinking about, obsessing about, focused on, and just blah, 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 blah. And then this person comes and says, hey, can't go to lunch today. I'm so sorry. We'll reschedule. And because you've had all of this stuff going on in your energetic space, no clearing out, no taking care of it, just gunk and gunk and gunk balanced up in this space, you translated that as they're mad at you, so they don't want to go to lunch. Well, now the fight's on. Ding, 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 ding. Well, let's go. And if you're laughing and you can relate to this, stick with me. This is good. But that's what happens. So we don't acknowledge this energetic space, and we also don't acknowledge what we fill it up with. So I won't go to a horror movie anymore, because just there's a certain age where I'm just like, I can't do them anymore. They freak me out. But let's say I go to the horror movie and I'm not saying don't go. I'm saying when you go and you're done with it, GCP, ground, clear, protect, get that non-reality, because you just watched a non-reality on screen, get that non-reality out of your space and then move on with your day. Because if some stranger then comes around the corner and goes, hey, you're not going to think that you're not going to see what's really happening. They go, hey, because they're like, I can't find my car, but that first, hey, you come right out of that movie theater after watching a horror movie, you're going to jump. Okay. So I'm doing my best here to try to explain the flow of how the fear is. So one part of this is what I talked about earlier. You need a context for this. You need an understanding. You need to have enough experiences to where a tree is a tree, grass is grass, spirit, spirit. And you're used to seeing these, so now you're comfortable with it. You will build that. The second part of it, which I just talked about, is what's in your space. You need to protect your space. You need to clean your space out. You need to clean out your energetic body so it's not filled with all of which it shouldn't be filled with. And that's GCP, simple process, ground, clear, protect. If you need help with that, there's a link. And by doing that, you will no longer filter outside situations through a lens that you don't want to filter it through. You won't filter it through fear. Hope that makes sense. And then lastly, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Okay, now that we have said, all right, I am open to allowing something new into my visual environment. That's how you should say it. I am allowing something new into my visual environment. I'm not scared of something new being in my visual environment. Okay. Number two, I ground on a regular basis, I clear on a regular basis, and I protect with a filter on a regular basis. And so my energy is mostly, unconditional love and only that which is for my highest good. So only that which is for my highest good will be attracted to me as well. So it won't necessarily be somebody going, hey, it'll be, excuse me. So you will attract that more calm experience, especially this is really important when it comes to opening up. You will be able to handle that much more. And I promise you, you will never be given what you can't handle. That is true. Lastly, rinse and repeat. Here we go. When you do have an experience because you have grounded, you've cleared, you've protected, you're taking care of yourself, you're not translating incorrectly, you're open to a new context, you're open to understanding there's going to be more visuals in your life, you're relaxing into it, you're trusting you won't be given more than you can handle. Now it's time to rinse and repeat. And I tell you this step because I know if you have this step in your mind ready to use, it's going to ease your fear. Okay, this is the step that happens after you see something. And it's like, this is what you're going to do. And I don't know about you, but when I have an exit plan, I'm good. So this is a good thing. This is how you handle it, because part of the fear step, this is the third part, is how do I handle it? What do I do? How am I going to react? This is what you're going to do. You're going to rinse and repeat. You might be frozen, okay, for a second. Yes, get it. But you're going to rinse and repeat. When a spiritual experience happens, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to be so great at accepting this new visual into your life and relaxing into it. And you're going to do your GCP practice so on a regular basis. And so when that first experience does happen, it's going to be very beautiful and very meaningful and very deep. That is the majority of people's experiences. However, if you have that first experience and in any way, shape, or form you feel frightened, like I did, you're going to rinse and repeat. The experience happens. You have that jolt. Now you're going to calm. I don't care whether you close your eyes, wave your hand in front of it. You're going to wipe it clean. Okay, I'm starting over. And you're going to rinse and repeat by doing this. You are going to wash away any fear. You're going to wash away any preconceived notions. You're going to wash away anything that you feel is deceptive from yourself or from the outside. And you're going to repeat that experience, meaning see that spirit again through an entire room and space of unconditional love. Okay, so what does that look like? So let's say I've never seen a spirit before, and the spirit just pops in, and it's, this scary looking person who just goes, right? That's as scary as I can get. Scary looking person pops in, and you go, okay, close your eyes, wipe clean, gone. All right, they're gone. Don't stop there. This is where you got to get the courage, rinse it, wipe it clean. I'm starting over. I'm going to see you again in spirit form, but I'm not going to see you through the lens of fear. I'm going to see you through the lens of love. Relax, GCP, and allow the spirit to show up again. And I say it like that, allow the spirit to show up again, because I was going to do 3 things, but here's your 4th one. You have a lot more control over your spiritual environment than the world will get you to think. Okay, so if the movies were based on reality, movies would be 4 minutes long, because a scary ghost would come into the house and you'd look at him and go, get out. And it would be like, and it'd be gone. And movie would be over. They wouldn't sell a lot of popcorn and it just wouldn't be great. So please know that you have a lot of control over your space and a lot of power. Give yourself that right to know that. Okay. With that said, rinse and repeat. Something comes up. If for some reason at first experience it frightens you, stop. Wipe it clean, out of here. Okay, I'm going to see that again. I'm going to open my eyes. I'm going to allow myself to see that and connect with it again through the lens of love. And what you will experience 99.8% of the time is that the first interaction you had filtered through fear that you had. and translated through fear that you had. I'm going to end with an example. When I first opened up, it was about 15, 16 years ago. And I found that a glass of wine at night made them go away. I couldn't see them. And that helped because I was scared about nighttime, and I was scared about the dark, and I was scared about all those things that I grew up being scared at. But then I would have to get up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, blah, blah. And I remember walking through the house, like covering my eyes like this, so I could only see the floor, because it was the middle of the night, everyone's asleep, it's dark, moon's shining in, the drapes are, like, I had that whole thing going through my head of what I was scared of. And I remember walking down the hallway, and I walked past, and I saw in spirit form a pair of work boots. And and I'm going to be honest about this, they had blood on them. And I was like, and I ran into the bathroom, just went to the bathroom real quick, and then ran back to bed. Now, if I was to coach myself back then, I would say stop. Close your eyes, wipe away that fear filter, take off the fear glasses, put on the love glasses, and see what you're seeing through the eyes of love, because the spirit is coming to you in a form of love. You're the one translating it out of your own personal fear. So if I was to do that, I would have released, relaxed, rinsed, and repeated, and I would have opened up, and I would have relaxed into seeing the spirit again. And perhaps it was, somebody who was wearing work boots, but my fear put blood on them. Do you know what I mean? And the guy is like, yeah, I died of a heart attack at 96. I had a great life. I don't know what you're talking about with blood. So once we relax into letting go of our fear, just knowing that spirit is in essence coming from the existence and space of unconditional love, then we can step into it. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. And like I said, I've had this question come across my table a number of times in the last couple of days. And as a result of it, I feel the calling to come here and be here with you and share this with you. So open up to accepting more visuals in your reality. Ground Clear Protect, GCP, please GCP on a regular basis. There's a link for it in the top 5 tools where you can watch how to do that. And then when an experience does happen, if you do filter through fear, rinse and repeat, remove that filter, change that, like update that filter with love, and have the experience again. If you continue to have a frightening experience, contact somebody, reach out, et cetera, but I'm telling you, 99.8% of the time, this is going to be your grandfather, your sibling, your parent, your friend, somebody coming through. And think of it this way. Chances are good, it's probably Aunt Edna, who was 4'10", knitted. She's the sweetest little thing. She couldn't even kill a spider if she tried. And she's just sitting there knitting in your living room. And you come around the corner and you see, big frightening, No, it's just your aunt. She just wants to say hello. So please keep this in mind. It's natural to be connected to others on the other side. And it's also natural to be scared. So I'm going to send you love today. I just want to thank you for joining me and checking in on this, and step forward. And even if you have a moment of fear, it's only going to be that long. You're going to rinse and repeat. You're going to relax back into it so your aunt can finally say hello to you. It'll be good. All right. Mwah. Love you, love you. I'm going to check into the chat room really quick here. Hi, Rhonda. Yeah, the fear can get to you, can it, Rhonda? It absolutely can. Yes. And I do these randomly. I tend to just wait for a couple of questions to come in, and when they do, and I can see that pattern, I go into it. Absolutely. Yep. And GCP totally works. I've got somebody who does GCP on a regular basis. Alyssa, you're welcome. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, Facebook user, this happened last week. I felt my dad and ended up crying, sobbing, repeating over and over, I miss you so much, and then nothing. Rinse and repeat, dad's there, dad's there. This is so, thank you for sharing an experience in relating to this, because yes, If you're watching this, you're not alone. If you have fear, you're not alone. Even people that stand before you today, professionals like myself who've been out for, been doing this for 15 years, it doesn't even matter how long they've been doing it. We had our moments too. So just walk through it, find community, connect with us, and know that you're not alone, because here we go. Dad's going to come on back for you, which is going to be really great. Mwah. Megan, Jan, good to see you. Janet, rinse and repeat. Love to you, Camille. Mwah. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you again soon.